Hello and welcome to Political News, Political Views. My name is David Lillis. I am your host for tonight. The show is no teleprompters, no cue cards, no idiot boards, just straight ad-lib conversation, of which I came up with, I learned many years ago on a show called Lou Gordon. Lou Gordon was a reporter in Detroit, and he had a lot of good ideas. He was very honest. And I was inspired by him. So tonight, I come to you depressed. I'm watching the world. I'm not sure where the world is going right now. We used to know the difference between right and wrong. We used to work together. We had our differences for sure. But that's not how it is now. And what we can do about it, I'm not quite sure. The way I was brought up, and I went to school back in the 60s and 70s. As a matter of fact, I graduated from high school 50 years ago this month. I grew up in a small town. I've said all this before, but it bears repeating because I need you to know where I'm coming from. And we were taught differently. We were taught to love our country, love our neighbors. The so-called, the Ten Commandments were the basis of law, the basis of how we conducted ourselves. It seems very simple. 10 Commandments and all these laws, books and books and books and tapes and everything are all based off of these 10 Commandments. We were taught how to treat one another. Oh, you didn't have to like everybody, but you didn't have to attack them either. One of the things that my producer on the show says that I do a lot of is preaching, and I'm probably going to do some of that tonight. In the past, I've come on here and I've gotten angry, which I have, but now I'm not just angry, I'm bewildered. What I'm seeing is just, it's bizarre. And what is sad is we are destroying ourselves. We are imploding from within. And the thing is, we know better. We have seen in the past when some of this has happened, and we learned from it. We had to defeat it. People lost their lives over it. They fought for us so that I can sit here and mouth off. I'm going to attribute this to one man as a catalyst. The one who has orchestrated a lot of it. The one who has made it cultish, fashionable. And he deserves the majority of the blame. The things he says, the things he does. I don't think I have to mention his name, but I will. Trump. I'm not going to dignify him any more than that. I find Trump, and this is my opinion, so take it for what it's worth. If you want, you can turn the TV off now. as a social disease. A social disease that has infected not only the country, but now is going into the world. He's a breeder of hate, discord, narcissism, oligarchy, power hungry, greedy. The majority of what you can say about this man is all in the negative. When I grew up, we expected our presidents to be good people. They were flawed, yes. Johnson, picking out some names. Johnson was flawed, yet he was generous. Nixon was flawed, and Nixon had a huge impact on our lives even today. And he deserves credit for that. This man has shown us, implemented how to hate, how to destroy, how to divide. And as bad as he is, what's worse is that I see people infected by it. Who say, we can talk things out. Well, I'm afraid to say we can't. Because in order to talk, you have to have two people that can talk, but two people that can listen. And we don't do that. We have people making excuses for what to do wrong. I'll go into detail on some of the things. What I don't understand is how people can see this and justify it. To look at what's going on around them, and maybe because it doesn't affect them directly, maybe it does because it doesn't hit you in the face, that it's not that important. Or, well, it'll get better tomorrow. Well, it's not getting better tomorrow. Tomorrow is looking as bleak every day. I equate Trump as a fly. You ever want to see a fly? Get one. I saw this when I worked on the cruise ship. One of the exterminators showed the picture of a fly on garbage and what he does, and he expanded it, and that's Trump. That's how I see Trump. And then it lays its maggots. And that's what Trump has. He's destroyed a party, a respectable party, a party that I came up with, a party that I started with. The Republican Party was a good party. Now, I give this advice to Republicans. Reagan, Roosevelt, even Nixon Republicans, because Trump makes Nixon look like a choir boy. But I say to you, you need to separate yourselves and recreate the Republican Party and take what they have now, give it to Trump. Let him have it. Let him have it. Let him keep it. But you can't. You're so afraid that you're going to lose your position. Now, before you start thinking, oh, he hates Republicans. No, I don't. I not only voted Republican many, many times, I met Republicans. I have high respect. Reagan is one of my favorite presidents. George W. Bush, H.W. Bush, was one of my favorite presidents. Gerald Ford, for all his his personality faults that people attributed to him, he was an honest man. The person who got me started, Philip Rupee from the Upper Peninsula, was an honest man. He's the one that got me started in politics. He taught me the right way. But it's not the right way anymore. So I'm going to tell you, Democrats are not perfect either. They have their faults. This is true. But the extreme that Republicans have gone through, they do not represent the people that are there. They represent one person and one person only. The cabinet right now is dysfunctional as it is, as ridiculous as it is. Like they say, if you hire a bunch of clowns, you have a circus. And Trump has a circus. You put somebody who was no more than a major in the National Guard, you put him in charge of the Pentagon? This alcoholic womanizer and racist, you put in charge of our military? Something I saw 2 weeks ago. And I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Trump has overtaken our military. It is not the military of the United States anymore. It is Trump's army. I better back up. I better back up on this, and I'm going to. You as an individual, Democrat, Republican, Independent, non-voter, I wish you weren't a non-voter. Please exercise your right to vote. You may not have it that much longer. Your kids, when they grow up, may not know what a vote is, or it'll become like a country like Russia or China, where it's something to do, but you just do it for the sake of doing it. It doesn't mean anything. And that's where we're headed. You're going to see that next year. You're going to see this fly start changing the laws of voting. He's going to start having the military out there, which he has already said. He has already said he is going, that there's already fraud going on. The goddamn vote hasn't even started, and yet he's already claiming it's rigged. It's all rigged. Everything's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. Unless he wins. Carrie Lake said it the way Trump said it. If we don't win, it's rigged. Now think about that for a minute. If I don't win, it's rigged. That's crap. That's absolute crap. She went so far as to be asked a question when she ran for governor. What happens if she doesn't win? Oh, it's rigged. It's rigged. We already know it's rigged. The vote didn't take place for 2 weeks. Well, what happens if you win? Oh, it's a good election. Do you people hear this stuff? This is an idiot talking. That doesn't even make sense. I know we know common sense. That's bullshit. Or you can put it the way Trump said it. And this came out of his mouth. He said, all the states that I won, those were fair elections. Any state he didn't win was rigged. Is that so? Again, listen to the words, because we're not listening. We're also not watching. We're also, more than anything else, we're not thinking. You see things on TV. I know you watched the January 6th insurrection. I know you watched it. It's still on there. I know you watch what's going on in LA. Now it's going on in Florida. It's going on in Texas. It will be going on in Philadelphia, Chicago, and New York very shortly. This man had to have his own platform to spew his hate. That's how you get infected. And there's no cure for it unless you start to think. And if you don't, I'm warning you. I'm warning all the maggots that are out there, because I've talked to you. You do not think. You do not question. You do not see the difference in right and wrong. You see what some maggots have told me, and this blows me away. God sent Trump. You've got to be kidding me. God sent Trump? This son of a bitch has a poster with Jesus having his hands on his shoulders saying that I'm protecting you. This is crazy. You do not use God, the Lord, religion as a weapon. And that's what we're doing. God didn't send Trump down here. If anything, that's a satanic movement. You're going to hear some comments that I shouldn't say, I suppose. That's the anger building up in me. I know the difference between right and wrong. And I know if I'm wrong, you admit it, you do better, and you move on. You help others. But we don't do that now. We make them the enemy. That's what Trump does. He has to have enemies. He has to. If you listen to him, half the country, more than half of the country is his enemy. He's childish with the names, the exaggerations. We're watching people being beaten by ICE. Now, I want to throw this in because in some of my investigation, as much as I can, and I do, I call Washington constantly. I have people that help me understand things. If you go on Twitter, I guess they call it X now. I'm not going to dignify Elon Musk with anything. But if you go on there, there are sites that breed this hate. There are people out there that are communicating with each other to take over. Now, if you check with the FBI, well, I don't know, you can't check with anybody now. I guess if you have to give Trump credit, he learned how to manipulate. Between the Heritage Foundation, his manipulation of the Supreme Court, and don't be surprised that one day he comes out and says, I don't need Congress. Because right now, Congress has issued him so much power that he technically, if he wanted to, and he probably will, if you read Project 2025, and you have not seen Part 3 yet, he will eventually say Congress is not necessary, and they will be put below him. So instead of the three departments, executive, judicial, and congressional, legislative, he will put judicial below him, and he's starting that now, and succeeding, unfortunately. Legislative below him, and then he will move above them. They will take their orders from him. One move that he just recently made, it's going through Congress now, so I don't have an answer for you if he's going to be approved or not. But right now, it's looking like he shouldn't be. But because these senators on the Republican side, some fear Trump because he has let them know, I will come after you in an election, or I will come after you and your family personally. And there are congressmen and senators that have stated that. One being Anthony Gonzalez down in Ohio, and another one, Mitt Romney. In his book, there were 10 senators that got calls and changed their vote on the impeachment because of the threats to their family. Trump has gone even further with that. With Musk and Doge, they have your information. Social Security, IRS, and others. The only one he hasn't gotten yet is your voting information. He's working on that. But what Trump saw in his last term was he could not take over all these departments. They stood up for the rule of law. They stood up for people. And they kept him from taking over. But this time, they got it for him. You have no DOJ. Pam Bondi is Trump's lawyer. Todd Blanche is Trump's lawyer. Bove is Trump's lawyer and now is the one being put up for judge of the appellate court, a lifetime position. Bove told his lawyers in the in the DOJ, just tell the judges to fuck off. You don't have to do what they say. Trump is the law. The laws on the books, the laws set by the people, don't exist. You don't have to follow that. You do what Trump says and only what Trump says, and that's the way it is. Once he gets full power, forget it. Forget it. And we're heading that way. Of the people, by the people, for the people, was how our government was set. But it's not that way. We had representative government. When I ran for office, I stuck by that to the letter. And I lost. I lost to people who sold the districts down the river. There was one senator that sold out all his people. And that son of a bitch still comes around. He doesn't recognize me. I know who you are. And I know what you did. My mentor told me, do what you have to do to get in. No. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That's bullshit. But yet we have it. You want a good example? Here's some examples. Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson has sold his people out in Louisiana. Louisiana is one of the poorest states. Of the 10 states going to get hit hardest by Medicaid cuts are in the South. So I've heard maggots tell me, well, it has to be done. There's so much fraud out there. Well, I won't disagree that there's fraud, but I'll disagree on how you're doing it. You're just saying, we're going to cut fraud by cutting expenses. So we're just going to take a lot of people who are really not all that important. Mike Johnson and some of the others in the states like Mississippi, Arkansas, and Arkansas blows me away because the previous governor there, Mike Huckabee, is supposed to be religious and God-fearing. You're as bad as Trump. You find people that are not worthy of God, not worthy of being treated as human beings. And that's how Trump runs. And that's how our Congress runs. And we accept it. Let me tell you what's going to happen. And it's going to happen to the maggots just as well as everybody else. And it's really funny now to hear some of them say, oh, they're going to cut Medicare. Well, you asked for that. Remember? A lot of you are going to get a tax increase because the middle class has shrunk so much that even in this area where we live, you're going to get hit by a tax increase. To offset, and I'll give you an example right now, Jeff Bezos is getting married in Venice. $55 million he's spending on it. He gave him, Melania Trump, $40 million. Trump has been given millions of dollars by all these people, Bezos and Musk. And Musk, I mean, that son of a bitch gave him $228 million or $238 million for his campaign. He didn't win. He purchased it. He lied to the people in Dearborn by saying that Biden was after Gaza, and now we see, no, Jared Kushner already had that area earmarked for hotels. Trump even used a term very similar to ethnic cleansing in Gaza. So the people in Dearborn, you went after Biden because Trump lied to you. He lied to you so many times, and you're seeing it, and yet, for the maggots, oh, no, he didn't lie. He didn't lie. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He's lying now. You can see things on TV. You can watch them in real time. And yet they sit there and say, oh, no. The one that blows me away is when you see January 6th and you see the violence, you see the officer get hit with a fire extinguisher, with sticks, with American flags. And Trump said, oh, that was a love fest. Is that how you make love? You take a fire extinguisher and beat someone over the head with it? Maybe that's how he sees it. He watched it on TV. And he never called the National Guard. In fact, he prevented the National Guard from going there. Yet he stands there and he lies, and then he turns out and he does it in California. He's lying. He's turning it around. People, look at what's going on around you and pay attention. Eventually, it's going to smack you in the face, and you're going to wonder, what the hell happened? He sent Elon Musk, for example, into Social Security, walked in the office and said, we're cutting 8,000 jobs. You're all fired. How did he find the fraud in there? I had one maggot tell me, well, they had to be cut. They were just wasting money. Well, did you get your check on time? Well, he did for the first few months, and then his check was late. And boy, he made the mistake of telling me that. Your check was late? Was that because of fraud or because he cut people? He cut people so that he can give the rich another tax cut for life. Explain to me how they cut your benefits. They cut your services. You're the ones that paid for the roads. You're the ones that paid for the infrastructure. You're the ones that paid the safety. And they cut that so that Bezos and Musk is worth $380 billion. And he's getting a tax cut. Trump says, oh no, if the Democrats get in, he's got to have a boogeyman. He's got to have an enemy. He's got to create something to make you hate. You have the ability to see through that. This generation, right now, in the next, I'll give it 3 years, and I may be overstepping it. Education will be cut. You will learn what you are told to learn. Our government, starting, and the best one for this was Eisenhower. When Eisenhower came in and Sputnik had, the Russians had sent Sputnik up, the United States went crazy. Oh my God, the Russians are ahead. They're going to take over the world. It was Sputnik. It was a satellite. But Eisenhower looked and he said, we have a brain trust here. And he made it exaggerated and made it better and better and better. Ideas came from here. This was the melting pot of where new ideas and new inventions and new procedures and new medicines, everything came from. We outdid every other country. And Trump's not satisfied with that because they insulted him, because this little boy, this little pissant invalid, a childlike invalid, cannot take any criticism whatsoever. He always has to be the best. The NATO meeting, they learned this time how to play him. You just flatter the hell out of him, tell him he's great. Oh, if it wasn't for you, bullshit. Do you know what the people in NATO actually did? They placated him to shut him up. Yes, they need the United States. There's no question about that. But they don't need him. When Biden went in, the world came back together. But they were afraid that Trump might get back in, and he did. Their fears were seen, so they had to regroup and play him again. They fear him not because he's smart, but because he's devious. They cannot trust him. They cannot trust the United States. We used to be looked at, like Reagan said, that shining city on the hill. Not anymore. Not anymore. This country is looked with as contempt. What Trump did to Zelensky was a goddamn disgrace. What he did to the president of South Africa was a disgrace. He lied. He lied. And yet you allowed it to go on. He lied. You saw the pictures. To the people that see this, I'm not stupid. I can see this stuff. And yet I have maggots telling me, oh, you don't understand. Zelensky's the enemy. Look at him. Russia tried to say that they were protecting the Jews, that Zelensky was a Nazi. Trump echoed that. Trump said that Putin was extremely brilliant. The reason? Trump wants business with Russia. Trump wants that power that goes with Xi, Putin, Erdogan, Kim Jong-un, and others. He wants that. He's not mentally capable of having it. So what he has to do, the same as Putin, suppress his people. And you're watching it happen. Zelensky is Jewish. How the hell could he be a Nazi? Now, there is one Nazi, or actually two, in the White House. One is Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller is extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Sebastian Gorka is a Nazi sympathizer. Trump studied Nazism. He studied communism. He doesn't know what they are because he keeps using the words out of context. That's how stupid this man is. And yet there's people out there that praise him. The sad part is, and for those that can see, for all the maggots that follow him, for Rupert Murdoch, who gives him the platform, for Newsmax that gives him the platform, for these others that give him the platform and will lie for him. Do not tell me you cannot see it. Do not tell me that you heard the truth and refuse to believe it. You will share in our shit. You will get the same as what everybody else gets. If you think because you follow Trump, you get some special dispensation, you are wrong. Your kids will live in the same world that everybody else's do. We had a country that you sent your kids to school and they learned. Now they learn how to hate. Now they learn what books they can read and they can't read. Words that they cannot use. He praises guns. He's all for the Second Amendment. It's okay to shoot kids, but goddamn it, don't have an abortion. Trump ought to know. Trump has paid for many abortions. This is something that has come out, and he suppressed it. Will you ever hear about it? No, he won't allow it to be said. He won't allow it to come out. It will eventually. You know, one of the things that blew me away was when he had debates with Hillary Clinton. He brought out 4 women that he said that President Clinton had molested. When he brought them out and he introduced them, and he was so crass about it. The funny thing was, at the same time, he was trying to suppress Karen McDougal and Stormy Daniels. At the same exact time. And that's what he does all the time. He finds someone to blame for everything that goes wrong. And he said it. It came out of his mouth. It was in an interview. You can check this stuff on YouTube. So if you think I'm making it up, you're wrong. I make sure I check everything before I say it. Now, he said, with the economy, anything that's wrong with the economy is Biden's fault. Anything that's right with it is his. Really? Does that make sense to you? Or you don't think about it? It's easy to blame. He's good at it. It's never his fault. It's somebody else's fault. I asked a question of my partner once, not long ago. And I asked this question of some maggots. Some will walk away. They won't say anything. Others will argue the point. But their argument doesn't hold water. How would we be? And hindsight is 20/20. I'll give you that. That's your saving grace. How would this country have been if Hillary was in charge? If Hillary had won, the tax would have been fairer. It's not. Trump gave the rich, the 1%, the 2,500 or the 2,500 billionaires that are out there. He gave them a tax credit. they pay less tax. Even some of the billionaires came out and said, this is wrong. We should be paying more. Now Trump is cutting it again. Now it'll go down to 15%. People who make $50,000 or less will pay more in tax than a billionaire per dollar. Dictators, autocrats, they're one and the same, but spelling's different. Trump uses criminal tactics. Example. Well, wait a minute. Let me go back to Hillary Clinton. COVID would have been handled differently. A lot of people wouldn't have died. Trump has the blood of over 1 million people and never once showed any remorse. Biden did. Other countries did. Some countries like India were throwing the bodies in pits. They actually ran out of wood to burn. Here, we put them in trucks, wrapped them up and put them in trucks. Trump didn't care. All he worried about was himself. And now, when he told that joke in the debate that he saved Obamacare, that's a goddamn lie. And they were not eating the cats and dogs. You're a psycho to say something like that. I bet you can't tell that I'm angry. I watch this stuff and I just, to laugh, I just can't believe what I'm seeing. Kamala Harris would have been light years better. Trump lied. Oh, I'll have that war taken care of on the first day. The economy will come back. When Trump took office, this is how stupid that dumb bastard was. When Trump took office, we had the best economy in the world. All he had to do was sit back and leave it alone. But he couldn't. He started his meme coin. Now, that meme coin, for any of you idiots that bought it, that coin has about the same value as a nickel. And people were paying millions of dollars for it. You might as well have bought lottery tickets. You had a better chance of making money. But now, Trump is having the laws redone for himself. He's gone to the Republican Party, and he's told Congress, this is what I want you to do so that everything I do is legal. Well, guess what? Once he gets his hands in that and gets it into our economy and puts money behind it and takes that money out, you will repay it. Mark my words. Same thing with the savings and loan. You're watching this happen. Trump, since he took office, has increased his wealth by $5.4 billion off the backs of the American people. Every day, he's making money off of Mar-a-Lago, Bedminster, Doral, and all his golf courses. Melania Trump does not stay at the White House. She should have her damn ass there, but she's too stupid to be there. Bezos gave her $4 million, or $40 million to do her documentary about her life. I can do it with $3. You put lipstick on a pig, she's still a pig. And a stupid pig at that. She was the worst so-called first lady. She wasn't even first lady. Ivanka Trump was. That was one stupid woman. Hated people. Did not want anything to do with people. teach her how to talk to constituents because she was too stupid to do it. You want to check her background? I'll bet you they don't put in that she had overstayed her visa. I'll bet you they don't put in that her manager of the modeling agency pimped her off in different parties, her and all the other girls, trying to get them to marry an American citizen so they could stay. That's what they did. That won't be in there. You think the truth doesn't come out? It does. But if you don't listen to it, then you believe whatever he tells you. Well, if you believe whatever he tells you, you deserve what you get. And you're going to get it. The part about the military, when he gave that speech not long ago, they went through and they found soldiers that agreed with Trump and were white. And they could be behind him. Trump said, "This is my military. It no longer belongs to the people." You put the military on the people in Los Angeles. And for those maggots that say they kept the peace, no. You better check it out. The way Trump runs this country is like a reality show. Every day's a new episode. Every day is something dumber than the next. But what makes it so bad is we allow it to go on. Well, there are people protesting, and a lot of them. Let me ask you. For the people who are struggling, and I'm one of them, the word retirement will have to have different meanings for different people. Because some of us will never retire. Like Ben Shapiro said, you will work until you have one foot in the grave because that's why you were put on earth. Then what's the point of living? We created a system of government where we could enjoy our lives at the end. But that can't happen anymore. Pensions have been taken away. Social Security is being cut. To Elon Musk and Trumpy Poo, Social Security, for myself, I paid into it 54 years, and I'm still paying into it. The money comes out on the right side of my paycheck, as it does with you. All of you are paying Social Security, and you will collect it. Trump made the comment about all the people that died from COVID, over 1 million. Over 1 million. That their Social Security stayed in there, and boy, that was a good thing. To the families who lost loved ones, was that a good thing? Was it? To the people out there who have come to hate migrants, let me explain something. When Trump said the vicious, the violent, the criminal element, yes, absolutely yes. Nobody disagreed with that, and he didn't come up with that. That's been across the board. So before he tries to take credit for it, it's not true. However, he said he was going after the criminal element, but he's not. Now we find out that Stephen Miller has money in a company that's helping with this. Stephen Miller is making money, which is why he wants 3,000 people. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, and if you look in the press and keep watching, you are starting to see U.S. citizens, people who were born here, being stopped, taken off the street. They took a soldier off the street. He was not only an American citizen, he was a soldier. They're just going after everybody. And the information that I got, the reason they're wearing the masks is some of them are not ICE agents. They are militia people. Holman knows it. He said so. He said they didn't have enough people to go around, so they got militias. They put the masks over them so you can't tell who they are, because when they're on TV, they will be seen. The last one I saw was a man in Florida. His 3 sons are Marines. 6 of those guys took him down and beat the crap out of him, and you watched it on TV, and people were not outraged. That could be you. That could be your son, your daughter. All they have to do is look at him and say, "You don't look right to me." Throw them up against the fence. You won't know who they are. Why do they have to wear masks? Because they're hiding something. And Holman knows it. Christy Neon, where the hell did he find that stupid bitch? She's so into making a name for herself and putting herself on TV. They call her the Pink Barbie. That's the one that went out and shot her dog and then tried to deny it. She put 2 bullets in him because she didn't like him. You know, it's bad enough you do that to people. I'm sorry. I love dogs. You shot a dog. You shot a puppy, a 14-month-old puppy. You shot a goat because you didn't like him. Is that what you want to do? She's always showing the gun and the military garb. Is that what she's going to do? You're supposed to be Homeland Security, not putting on a damn show. What do you think, you're a spinoff of the Trump show? Tulsi Gabbard, the same way. You shot your big mouth off. You had no idea what you were doing. Trump has taken away our cybersecurity. Were you aware of that? Our cybersecurity is diminished. They can come in, and you know who can come in? And they mentioned it, is Iran. A story that I learned many years ago. And it concerned Iran. And I was told by 2 people who were familiar with the country. One was from Jordan, one was from Egypt. And they said that in Iran, 60% of the people own the wealth and the power. When the Ayatollah came back, because he was banished to France, when he came back, it changed. 40% of the people had the power. And we looked at him and said, wait a minute, what are you talking about? How can 40% of the people have the power? Because the 40% had nothing. And they told the rich and the powerful, I'll take everything you have and I'll burn it to the ground. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Trump talked a big game. He told people things that were just bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And they believed him. They believed him because they wanted to. He's a martyr. Everybody's against him. He had all these lawsuits against him. Did you ever think that maybe it's because he's a criminal? Is that possible? The documents that he was showing off. Now, anything that's leaked, he's having a fit over, yet he had all these documents. He lied and said they kicked in his house. They didn't kick in his house. It's on film. It is on film. He wasn't even there. He was in New Jersey. Melania wasn't there. Don Jr. was going through her underwear drawer. Then he brought it up so bad it cost the man his life because he thought the FBI was against Trump. Trump is a disease, a social disease. You don't have to agree with me. Find out for yourself. If I'm wrong, tell me. But that's not how it works now. The way it works is you threaten me, you threaten my wife, you tell me you're going to kill me. Why? Because I told the truth? Does Trump's lies mean more to you than a human being? Apparently it does. Apparently it does. He can't stand to be a loser, which makes him a big loser. Sports, I think in high school are going to go straight to hell. When you look at the man with Trump, look at what he is. Vulgar, ill-informed. If you listen to what he says, when he said he didn't know WikiLeaks, I bring this up because WikiLeaks was the funniest one. In 2016 and 17, he kept bringing up WikiLeaks. And then he said, I never heard of them. I never heard of them. So CNN did 118 montage of 118 times he mentioned WikiLeaks. He said to Russia, if you're listening, find the 35 or the however many it was, emails from Hillary Clinton. But then when they went after him, it was, no, he's a saint. Get ready, because there's one judge down in Florida he wants to put on the Supreme Court. They're going to pay Judge Thomas and Alito $1 million each. Are going to retire. And Trump is going to put Aileen Cannon on. Aileen Cannon, who tried one case, has had people go in and out because she's so incompetent. She does not know what she's doing, but she did do one thing. She protected Trump. She broke the law and twisted the law. She was caught on it. But because Trump won, look for her, and there's a 33-year-old female that he wants to put on the bench. Some of the things about Trump, does he lie? Yes. All the time. I'm surprised he can even say his name. Does he steal? Oh, hell yeah. It really amazed me how he wanted the 10 Commandments put in every classroom. I would say, let's have a little game here. Let's match Trump up to the 10 Commandments. Not one of them is in his favor. And this is what kids see. Just lie. Just steal. Grab women any way you want. Treat women subservient. Can you imagine? He's offering white women, not women, white women, $5,000 to get pregnant. It wouldn't surprise me if he charges them $3,000 to do it himself. Except that most women, he said, are beneath him. There's one picture of him in Russia, and when I can get a copy of it, I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to put it on the air so everyone can see it. Trump made sure that the documentation was erased, that it never existed. He had it torn up. But it goes like this. He's sitting there, and when you see the picture, you'll see the posture of Putin and his posture. And Putin is sitting similar to this, confident, like so. And Trump is like this. Well, allegedly, the conversation went this way. Trump was telling him about his military, how he has the most powerful military in the world. And Putin was bragging about his, supersonic military items, which we've never seen. Apparently, I don't know if he really has them or he was just bragging. But he's better at it than Trump. And Putin looked at him and said, so? And Trump said, my military is 10 times what yours is. My military is the best in the world, and it's going to get better. My military, his military, the one that he uses against his own people, like Putin uses his against his own people. And Putin said, so? And then he leaned over, and he said to Trump, and this is when his hands went down, and he said, your military means nothing to me because I have a weapon against the American people. And Trump said, well, what is that? Nuclear? He said, no, I have you. Putin said to Trump, I have you. And he was right. He was right. The war in Ukraine, quite simple to see. There's no argument there. I mean, Putin lies about it, but it stands to reason. Even China doesn't want to get involved in that when Biden was there. But China is going to get involved now. They just don't want Russia getting too much power. They have a strategic situation in that too. Putin didn't come to the aid of Iran. They were supposedly allies. He didn't come to the aid of North Korea. Trump didn't come to the aid of Ukraine, of Europe, of our allies. Trump has threatened Canada over and over and over again. Is this a joke? If it is, it's not funny. He's threatened Mexico. Is this the type leader that you want? With his right hand, he's stealing from your pocket. With the left hand, he's mouthing off. Well, Trumpy Poo, the American people are on the side of Canada. They are our neighbor. They are a separate country. They are a great country. And we dislike what you're doing to them. We will not even associate with it. Canada, we apologize for Trump and his administration. We don't want him in there any more than you do. He's a disgrace. And your leader came in with class and dignity while Trump made an ass of himself. The same thing with Macron. The same thing with the leader of England. If I forget the names, my memory's not so good. I'm not going to praise Trump just because he got the position. There's an old saying, kings are not always wise. Sometimes they're just there. Trump is never wise. He's just there. So, if you use Trump as use him as a streaming show. Maybe that's what we should do. Instead of being president, just give him his own reality show. Let him get on there and talk stupid every day. He's good at that. Our country stood for something. People look at us now, other countries look at us now and wonder, what in the hell happened? Well, a lunatic. A lunatic. Now, come on, Trumpy poo. You coming after me about lunatic after you say it day in and day out? By the way, that Truth Social, you don't allow anyone on there that disagrees with you. Why don't you say that? There's no value to that damn thing. There's no value to your coins. Your shoes are a disgrace. Your phones are a lie. You got a phone out now? Hey, why don't you just open the goddamn Trumpy Poo gift shop and nobody can leave until they go in and buy something stupid? Those shoes are disgusting. I would use them to slop pigs. Maybe your wife would be in there. She doesn't want anything to do with your damn ass either. Oh, by the way, Melania, Trump said if you leave, how long do you think it'll take before somebody else will be in there? Well, ask Johnny McAtee. We still have the right to speak what we want to speak. Now, before Trumpy Poo starts getting mad at me, look at some of your postings. Look at your holiday greetings. I didn't call you scum, although it's still early yet. I might do it on the next show. Merry Christmas to the Democratic scum. Is that what you said? If you can't take it, don't dish it out. You are not the king. And to the people of the United States, it is time to stand up and say enough is enough. I called the White House, and I can give you the number. I will put the number out next time I'm on the show. I'm going to print it all out so you can see it. They told me that I work for Trump. Trump is in charge of me. My understanding was that when you go into politics, you are serving the people. Not making money off them, not padding your existence. But if you look, the Republicans have made a lot of money because Trump has played the game. He learned how to play the game with the stock market. Ask Marjorie Taylor Greene. She made a lot of money. So did some others. They're infected by his disease. You want to cure them? Vote them out. If Democrats are like that, vote them out. If independents are like that, vote them out. They work for you. If they don't, get rid of them. Because if you don't be surprised. Ask yourself this. In Trump's last term, and I'm asking all the people throughout the country, we know of 1 million people that died because of the numbers, but we don't know about the ones that weren't counted. How many families lost someone to COVID? And yet, Robert Kennedy says vaccines are no good. Trump pissed ant around with it. How many lives were lost that didn't have to be? Ask yourself that question. Did you see that coming in 2017? Did you see that the rich were going to be richer? And now he did it once, now he's going to do it again, only he's going to make it permanent? Do you know that you're going to pay for this country's operations and they're going to benefit? Did you know that Trump wants to outsource most of Washington and turn it into a money-making operation? And Musk wants Social Security. He wants to privatize it because he can make a lot of money off it. And that money will be the money that you put in. Right now, the money goes in, the money goes out. They want to make it into a profit-making ability. Trump says he's got all this investing going in. Nobody can trust the son of a bitch. Trump cannot and should not and never should be trusted with anything. Don't invest your money with that son of a bitch there, because you have no idea what he's going to do. Look what he's done with the steel, with Nippon Steel. Ladies and gentlemen, look at these things. There's so many of them. It's across the board. He's destroying the country. He's destroying it right in front of you. You will be told what you can say, what you can read, what you can listen to. He's already suing every damn station. He had a lawsuit going on with CBS. CBS, do not acquiesce. Tell him to go screw himself. He didn't want to do an interview, so tell him to shut up. Editing happens all the time. He gets edited whenever he wants. He creates lies and has them printed. They are lies. We know they're lies. I bet you can't tell that I'm angry. I really don't know what to say. I really do not. I fear for our country. I've never feared for our country. Teachers, stand up. Down in Florida, they had to use military people because DeSantis said, you can teach this, but you can't teach that. People need to learn how to think. DeSantis, you're going to tell them what to think? You're going to tell them what to say? You're going to tell colleges what to do? Do you know that our brain trust is now, China is welcoming them. France is welcoming them. England is welcoming them. All this brain trust will go there. They will be the beneficiaries of our great knowledge. And we will have Trump idiots who kiss his ass. Well, I ain't kissing his ass. Look around you. Let's go to the small things. Look at what you're paying for in the stores. He took away the scientists who were investigating the bird flu. And it's getting worse. Prices are going up. One local store just raised their prices on meat products by $1 across the board. Hamburger, $9.49. Get ready to start eating grass clippings. People are building in their backyards, raising their own chickens. The rich need to stay rich. They need to keep the poor down. Listen to the song, 16 Tons. I sold my soul to the company store. You sold your soul to Trump, and this is what you're going to get for it. I'm not selling my soul to Trump or anyone else. I can think on my own. I can listen. I can investigate. I'm smarter than Trump is. Trump can't even read. They have to dumb things down for him. They have to let him lie. There's no filters on him anymore. That's dangerous because when he does something stupid, believe me, he's got a bunker to go to. You don't. Climate change. We just went through hellacious temperatures. He says, there's no climate change. Are you kidding? The entire world knows it, and he denies it, and he wants you to deny it. How can we be so damn stupid that we can't think on our own? Think on your own. That doesn't mean that you run out and you just run off at their mouth. I can look and check. If I'm wrong, I'd say so. I accept true information. But I do not accept bullshit. When I look at a picture, I can see what's in that picture. I can assess it. I can tell if it's right or wrong. I can listen to what someone says and say, I agree with part of that and not part of that. I can do that. I can read whatever book I want. I could read. Trump can't. So Susie Wild, dumb it down for him. But everybody in this country, Stephen Miller is dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Trump is psychotic. You can praise him all you want. Like I said, if he succeeds, you share in our shit. Just remember that. You go down just the same as we do. You will pay the prices that we do. You will lose the same jobs that we do. When you go to the hospital and they say, we can't take you. If there is a hospital there. This is all in front of you. Once it becomes reality, once it becomes law, we're done. You have the power to change it. Hitler did not come into power immediately, and neither did Stalin, and neither did Mussolini, and neither did Kim Jong-un, neither did Xi, neither did Putin. They saw what was in front of them and did nothing. Some of them couldn't. We can. 5 years from now, what will we be? Like I said, next year you're going to see laws being passed. You're going to see the military out, slowing up voting in Democratic areas. Trump had said he's going into Democratic cities, which means that because the Republicans give him absolute power, you have to get rid of the opposition. And by doing that, you gain control. By keeping your kids stupid, keep them stupid, keep them in control. I will tell you what you can learn. I will tell you what you can do. I will tell you what you can buy. That steel merger with U.S. Steel and Nippon, Trump has his hand in it. You don't think he's going to get something out of it? You don't think he's going to get something out of the expense of you? All these tariffs, he's still, to this day, I know what a tariff is. I know what a tariff does. This asshole doesn't know, and still doesn't know. And nobody's got the guts to tell him because he doesn't want to hear anything except what he wants to hear. You want to see something disgusting? You want to vomit? Watch in the Oval Office when they go around the table and the bullshit that they say to praise him. Every single day they've got to come up with something new. It's disgusting. Now, he did do one thing that I'll give him credit for. He got a vice president that is dumber than he is. And it amazes me how racist J.D. Vance can be. Do they treat his kids that way? Or his wife? He disparaged his wife going to Greenland and made an ass of himself. Trump just sent a new diplomat over there. He still thinks Denmark is to turn over Greenland to us. No! That's not what this country is. That's crap. That's not what we stand for. That's not who we are. I apologize to Canada. I want to apologize to Mexico. The president of Mexico is standing strong. We are no longer, do we have the leader of the free world. We did for a moment when Obama was there, then when Biden was there. Under Trump, we gave it up. Not once, but twice. Angela Merkel was the leader of the free world. Emmanuel Macron is the leader of the free world. Trump is not. Trump is a little boy that throws a temper tantrum if they don't treat him special. If they don't bring him up in the front of the class and praise him. Oh, Trumpy poo. Oh, if it wasn't for you, oh my God, I don't know. Give him a damn cookie and tell him to shut the hell up. Why even waste your time talking to him? Like I say, he should have his own reality show where he can do his comedy skit every time he gets up to the mic. You can take what he says and bust it down, and it's just lie after lie after lie. Pete Higgs says lie after lie after lie. Pam Bondi, lie after lie. The two in the FBI. Oh, Kash Patel, he found some documents saying that Trump won. Isn't that amazing? He found documents buried in the FBI that said Trump won in 2020. How stupid do you think we are? And then you're suing someone because they said you spend more time running around playing? Well, it's true. We watch you. We see what you do. And you want to sue everybody? First of all, you can't. What you do is you do that to ruin their lives. That's why I say the DOJ no longer belongs to the people of the United States. The FBI, the CIA, they do not belong to the United States. And Trump just took over the military. As he says, this is my military. He wants to make it where police no longer can be held responsible for what they do. You are going to be in a police state. You see it happening right in front of your face. You mean to tell me the police were out there in L.A., he sent 2,000 National Guard, then he sent 2,000 more, then he sent 700 Marines? Are you nuts? Judges are being attacked. We never had anything like that. If you don't see democracy disintegrating before your very eyes, you're in a bad way. Your kids will never know at this point that decision of our future is from you. If you're a maggot and you believe it, you sentence your kids to bullshit. They will never, never have it as good as you. Is that what you want for them? That's not what I want for my kids. I learned from people who were respectable. I don't know what the hell is going on now. He says he's going to free the people that tried to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. He has freed so many criminals. Look at who he has freed. He talks about the Biden family and this, and yet he's freeing criminals one right after the other. I didn't know that the Chrisleys, I knew that they had tax evasion. I didn't know they swindled the banks out of $30 million. But he freed them. Another one, his mother gave him $1 million. He freed them. Do you know why he's helping Israel? Because he's getting money from Jewish billionaires. He's lining his pockets. I'll do whatever you want. Give me money. He is not allowed to take that plane. Pam Bondi has worked it out so he could. You are not allowed to do that. So what we have is government for sale. Trump will come true. First of all, you make the deal with him, and then you go to the gift shop and buy some goddamn shoes, and a phone, and a guitar, and a hat, and a t-shirt. The next thing he's going to have is a gold-laced jockstrap. Then you can be a Trump supporter. I think I might do that. I'll make athletic supporter for men, and I'll put Trump right across the front. Anyone want to back me up on that? Anyone want to finance that? Let's do it. A Trump supporter. Wear it on the outside of your pants. It doesn't have to be very big because, for obvious reasons. I'm scared. I don't have that much time left on this earth. I just can't believe we're going in the direction that we are. We were proud to be Americans. And we had reason to be proud. We stood for something. We held out a hand. We were the benevolent people. We were the people that cared. Trump has made every immigrant and everyone who looks like an immigrant the enemy. These are the people that clean your goddamn toilets, that pick your fruit, that stand out in heat that we just had, 102 degrees. They stand out there and they pick that fruit so that you can go to the store, an air-conditioned store, and pick it up. And because they do it for what they get paid, they pay into Social Security, they do not collect. They cannot collect. They pay into income tax, but they cannot collect. Trump refuses to say that. Musk refuses to say. Musk, that guy's got a problem. Now, Trump found out he was on drugs, and he admitted it. Yes, he's got money. But just remember that there's a lot of people that have money on paper. If you studied history, which Trump has never done, Trump has never, I think the most he gets is watching cartoons. And during the Great Depression, there were a lot of people that had money on paper. We all have wealth, but it's not in our hands. It's on paper. It's what I call funny money. It's there, and it's not. Well, that's what Musk is. Bezos will spend $55 million on his second wedding, but he doesn't take care of his employees. He'll fire them at a moment's notice. They were the ones that got him that $55 million. He gave Trump millions of dollars. He gave Melania $40 million, but he wouldn't give his employees a raise. But yet they were the ones making him money. Think about it. If you think it's bad now, once they get this tax cut secured, you're going to pay for it. It's going to come out of what the government used for you. And before, the way they describe it is all these benefits are because of the rich. No, they are not. These are things that you paid for. These are things that you worked for. All of us worked for it. We all pitched in. But Trump wants them to succeed because if they succeed, they'll sell your soul to the company store. You have a house? You want to keep your house? Shut up and do as you're told. We'll give you what we think you deserve. They don't have to worry about it. Trump now has a plan to get that indictment or those criminal charges against him dismissed. He's trying to get the $85 million that he owes E. Jean Carroll dismissed. It wouldn't surprise me that something happens to her. That's when Trump crosses the line. But he's got the people to do it. This is all stuff you can see. The people that he released from prison are dedicated to him, provided they do it, what their dirty work on his behalf. He's got the police that he's going to give immunity to. He has the military. This is happening in front of your eyes. How can you not see it? My boss once told me, because I was bitching, like I am now, I'm bitching. Take 2 steps back and look at your life. I'm asking all of you, take 2 steps back. Clear your mind and look at what you see. You're not going to like it. They're setting it up. They will come and find you. They can destroy your life. They can destroy your family's life. Trump isn't going to stop with immigrants because he said he was going after the criminals. No problem there. No argument there. We asked everybody else. A couple of things that Trump does. He causes a problem and then tries to blame it on someone else. The deal that was with Iran 10 years ago with Obama was ironclad. The inspectors verified it. Trump said, no. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. The PPP, the Pacific Agreement, get rid of it. Climate change, get rid of it. And then Obamacare, get rid of it. And then he had the nerve to say he saved it. How many lies does this man have to tell you before it sinks in? James Lankford, Oklahoma. Biden went to him, as did the Senate, and say, okay, write up whatever you want. Let's just get this thing done. He did. Democrats, Republicans all agreed to it, and we're going to vote on it. And Trump said, no, I need to cause some shit. I need an enemy. Do not vote for that. And then he said, Biden did nothing. Biden did do something. You were the one that stopped it. Now you're using force to commit terror. And you told the guy in El Salvador to build 5 more. That's on the air 3 times on an open mic and once in front of the press. Those prisons are not just for criminals, not for immigrants. U.S. citizens, he said, we're going to start sending domestics down there. Because they'll never come back. That's the end of them. You might as well just shoot them. Why don't they put dog costumes on and let Kristi Noem shoot them? That's what she's good for. You had the nerve to shoot a dog. And when the first 2 shots didn't kill him, you went up and blew his head off. You're sick. Then they took her book and they reprinted it and took that out. And she got pissed off when that people brought it up. You shot a dog, a puppy. You and Trump, Bondi, Patel, Bongino, Stephen Miller allow people to die, to suffer. What do? You get off on that? I can imagine what Stephen Miller does by himself when he gets pictures of kids laying on concrete with Mylar. Babies lying on the floor with Mylar after you snatch them from their parents. You got off on that? The whole world was against it. And you're still doing it. America, wake up. Is that who we are? Is that who we are? Because if it happens to them, it can happen to you. Like Senator Padilla said, if they can throw him on the ground and put the cuffs on him, what can they do to you? You don't have the power that he does. And they will do it. Listen to Holman. Listen to Miller. Listen to Young. Listen to Trump. Listen to Hegseth. That can happen to you. Wake up, America. Wake up. Before it's too late. Because once it's too late, we're done. Wow. Well, unfortunately, I have to sign off. I thank you for listening to me. I hope I struck a nerve. Again, please, take 2 steps back. Look at your life. Listen to what's going on. Okay? Assess it. Please. Until next time, thank you for listening. I hope best for the world. We are America. We are the United States of America. We are good people. Let's not lose our way.